wanna do a podcast? We make a darn good team. It always goes without a hitch. Let's head to Twitch and go start up the stream. Do you wanna do a podcast? It's the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Let's start now. Hi everyone and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast.
Come? Alright, I'll do my own bits myself.
Oh wait, no silence.
We're doing it. Get off the road.
Hello everyone and welcome to the Nerd Glasses Podcast. I am Boater.
I'm Dave Man.
And normally I start out with a joke, but this is no laughing matter. Folks, I made a grievous mistake last time. In that last episode I said, hey, let's talk about Death Stranding for 5 minutes. And unfortunately it seems like the writer to have Death Stranding talked about on our show stipulated that it be 15 minutes in order to properly talk about, so I won't go into the details. We got a letter, everything like that. Among other things, one of the ways that we have to make that up to Death Stranding, in addition to potentially having them on for a future show, is that I have to play an awful ripoff, bless you, called Anime Standing. Yeah, you're allergic to the awfulness.
Yeah, just thinking about
Anime Standing is a game that Anti-Klaus Prime discovered for us in the Nerd Glasses community. And it is like a cheap knockoff kind of thing, but it technically makes the Strand game a genre. So that's fascinating. It is going to be terrible. It is either going to be boring or frustrating or both, and that is what games on the Citadel are made up of. So check back. After Nerd Glasses Podcast, 9 o'clock, I will be playing Anime Standing by Konnichiwa Games, which has made such which has made such classics as Anime War Modern Campaign,
nice,
Anime Redemption,
classic,
and The Last of Waifus, which works better in print than out loud. I will not be playing it with any of the DLC. The game is $1 if you're interested in getting it on Steam. The DLC is messages for $1, where you can just leave messages in the world for other people to read and upvote and whatever.
Oh no.
Hover Cybertruck. In the game, there is a regular drive-on-its-wheels Tesla Cybertruck that you drive around in. There is DLC for $1 that makes that a hover vehicle. And there is an 18-plus nude DLC, which is free. I will not be playing with any of those. Hopefully, if Steam behaves. Otherwise, I'm going to have a panic button ready to go. I expect that to take a half hour tops, after which I'll be playing Dragon Age 2. But Dave... oh boy. Dave's fight with that game will live on as long as nobody mentions the title.
But the nudes are free, says Demon Dragon.
Also campaigned to have a special intro cut made featuring Dave's famous meltdown. Yes!
Vladdy, you're a bad person, and you should feel bad for bringing that game into our sphere.
That was Anti-Klaus Prime.
No, Vladdy mentioned it, and then
did he?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That game broke my brain, and then
that game for the meltdown. Yes, that was yes. Oh yeah, we need that. And Demon Dragon, that all those Konnichiwa games sound awesome and awful at the same time. That's what I expect tonight on the Citadel. So make sure you are following us right here at Insane Games TV on Twitch for that. But until we do that, there is a whole hour of gaming news and bullshit here on the Nerd Glasses Podcast. Dave, take it away.
I'm very glad because this week we actually get to hit on some continuations in that instead of 6 months from now, we harken back to, because the court system is not a clean one, and it's not quick.
Yeah, it's slow.
Unless, apparently, you're two mega corporations. Apparently, you get seated right at the front of the table.
Justice for the rich, apparently.
So, Apple, who is no fair stranger to the courtroom, having fought such epic battles against Google and
the FBI,
and then just video gaming in general, they got immediately seated in front of Judge Yvonne Gonzalez Rogers, who does have a long history of dealing in intellectual property law and dealing on cases in California on these sort of topics and things like that. So she is not unfamiliar with seeing
how
some
things
of these
work.
lawyers specifically arguing these cases.
Yeah.
But a direct quote...
They've got the courtroom fast pass.
Exactly. A direct quote from the judge when this was during the prosecution, which is Epic, the prosecution's opening statement. They finished and they were going to allow Apple to speak, and the judge felt just so inclined that they couldn't let their continuation of their bullshit continue.
Okay.
So to directly quote, your client created the situation, period. Your client doesn't come to this court with clean hands, period.
Ha!
Epic made a strategically and calculated move to breach and decided to breach right before a new season, period. So in my view, you cannot have irreparable harm when you create the harm yourself. So their whole case, their whole argument, their opening statement got shooed away.
So I guess the equivalent would be, hey, I got hit in the nuts with a rake at Home Depot. Clearly, I need to sue them. It's like, no, we saw you on camera. Look for the rake. Take the rake off of the rack, and then take a big old step.
Yep. It was the judge, thankfully, telling...
Was Phoenix Wright involved?
I wish more like Rick and Mortis. I wish, because I would have loved to see him like the judge suddenly starts speaking and everyone going, oh, like, and then the objection, and the judge just going, and then just being like, oh yeah,
and then it's over in like 2 days.
They have until August 3rd to basically reword.
Do you mean
beginning
September
of
3rd?
No, it was August 3rd that they put it in. Now they have until next court case, which is surprisingly unscheduled thus far, for them to do these things. The biggest thing, though, was that the lawyers argued that, you know, Epic was in violation and Apple's actions in their entirety are their right to do. And the judge even ruled on the fact that they could not separate developer program license agreements with Apple, and those agreements have not been breached, as those agreements have not been breached.
Okay.
So the little developers that are using the Unreal Engine are not going to get punished in this Titan battle.
Okay, yeah, because that's one thing that Epic did was that, hey, this thing over here, make it go our way, or we're taking our ball and going home. And I can't find a metaphor for that off the top of my head, which brings me great shame. But basically saying, I'm sorry, that ball that everyone's playing over there, everyone's playing basketball with your ball over there, your complaint is about this tennis match. Shut up about the basketball game. There, I metaphored.
Yep. I'm very glad to see that these... Now, let's be entirely honest. Have you gone on the App Store games recently?
No, because I have an Android.
So, for example, I open it up, and the suggested ones are Doodle Jump, a game from the early 2000s.
God.
Minion Rush, also a game from the late 2000s. Sky Roller Whole.io, which means that it's a part of the .io franchise.
Yep.
Happy Color, Color by Numbers, Fishdom, Paint by Numbers. It's crap. There's crap. There's
so you're
shovelware.
Just looking at the top, like the top all time, or
just suggested for me the ones that, hey, these are popular and downloaded right now. Like,
no, all of mine I don't even oh no, sorry, there's Roblox in number 9.
Nice.
Like most of these are just like I don't know, trending hyperplinko.
Shovelware.
Yeah, Android has a lot more stuff on it, which means a lot more shovelware. Toilet Games 3D. All right, we're closing the App Store now.
What'll be good, though, is this will prevent companies that are just about the same size as the Nerd Glasses podcast, who are trying to make a product, from getting entirely stomped on in an afterthought in an epic Titan battle.
Yeah, by Epic saying, blame Apple, we're taking this and going home. Blame Apple. No.
I've enjoyed greatly. After we talked about this last week, I decided to peek my head around my Discord, other people's Discords, including like the Remedy Games one, to Loading Ready Run, the YouTube channels, and things like that. And I'm very glad to say that a lot of people aren't necessarily falling for Epic's ploy.
Yeah.
Of look over here. Don't look over there. Look over. And it's so good that the average consumer is no longer just getting duped by a company that they have a positive association with, just because. There are even younger gamers, and you can tell partially because of the spelling in the statements made, but also because of the way that they are attempting to communicate their point in the vernacular they're using. You can tell that they are definitely not of your and my generation, or a generation that bridges the one between your and mine the current target audience for Epic. I'm happy to see that although they eat at the trough, they are not necessarily accepting everything that is fed to them.
They're not drinking the Kool-Aid at the trough.
Yes. Yeah. So good on you, fans of Epic Games, fans of Apple, and fans of Google.
3.
Like, folks, don't accept what AAA companies tell you as gospel. I mean, for a perfect example of all of us at the store love playing NASCAR Heat 5. It's not a good game. It's not even the best NASCAR Heat. But we'll get a better one sooner rather than eventually. So yeah, that's the update on the court happenings on Google versus Apple. Google, Apple versus Epic.
Yeah, sorry.
But speculation, Boater.
Yeah.
Do you see this case getting resolved before 2021?
I will say that I think that there was a window of time where Epic and Apple would have settled. And part of that settlement would have been Apple agreeing to lower the cut that they take out of App Store purchases. That time has passed. I think that this is going to... I do think it's going to stretch into 2021. Because I think Epic is going to make a lot of bad faith arguments, but tie up the legal system in such a way that it's not just immediately thrown out. I will say that I feel like the judgment will be against Epic after hearing those statements by the judge, but then it will take even longer to figure out what exactly Epic has to do in restitution. Whether it's, they have to pay for their breach of contract for having, or whatever, or if their punishment was, your game wasn't on the App Store for all of this season. Sucks.
That'll be super rough, although it will... If you have an Epic Games account, by the way, just open up the net and just be ready, because Epic is going to be doing some sort of ploy soon, where they're going to be dropping sales to get more numbers onto that. Because if it doesn't go in their favor, they're just going to go, well, we have our own platform anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what they could do, and I don't think that they will, I don't think that they've done this the right way. What they should have done is try to open up their own platform on Apple devices. Because right now the App Store is the only way to go. And if they want to argue against monopolizing, that's what you do. Is you sue Apple for the ability to open up your own App Store on their platform. And that, I think, would have gone better for them, but it's not quite as flashy, and it doesn't get the press that they got right out the gate that turned against them pretty hard.
It would be interesting to see if Steam, who has a mobile app, but it doesn't make for mobile games.
Yep. My Steam app, I believe... No, I could have bought Anime Stranding through the Steam app and then said, please install this on my home PC. I did do that with another game a couple of weeks ago. I forget which one.
Yeah.
But, like, if I notice, hey, this is on sale, I can open it up, say, buy Hardspace Shipbreaker, install on Boater's PC. And if my PC is on and Steam is open, it will automatically start installing there. but it is not a marketplace for mobile games.
Soon is all I'm going to foreshadow. And so in 6 years, when they pull up this clip, soon, they will eventually.
Yeah.
This will be very interesting, and as things develop, I mean, for God's sake, it's all the court cases are happening in California, which is 4 hours behind us. So
Yeah. Right.
technically, right now, something could be happening, and so we'll try to keep it as Tuesday-centric news as possible.
Yep.
And up to date for you guys.
Yeah, we'll do a really quick check at the end of the program, see if anything huge has come in. In the meantime, so Dave, we talked about Steam, we talked about the Epic Store, and on PC, stuff that's in the Epic Store usually has exclusivity for a while. And there's this Epic versus Steam thing. There are games that are cross-platform, whatever. There are other platforms as well. So like Epic games, you're only going to find in the Epic Store. And I didn't realize to what extent that's not necessarily a thing with other platforms. There is the Uplay, I think, is an actual full Ubisoft one.
Yes.
I think that they actually have that as a launcher, as a program there. And then there is Origin, which does EA games. However, EA doesn't play around with exclusivity. When games come out, they're like, hey, Steam has huge market share. We'd love people to come to Origin, but Steam, you can have the game too. People can buy it there. But one thing that was done to try to incentivize people to go over to Origin was EA Access, or what's now called EA Play.
Yeah.
And they were always, it's going to come to Steam sometime. This is a subscription service that gets you discounts on games. You can play a back catalog of games. New release games you can play for a couple hours.
Interesting.
And it is coming to Steam on August 31st. I opened up Steam actually when I was looking into Anime Standing, and just big right on there, EA Play coming to Steam August 31st, which I think is really cool. Like, I thought that was something that was just going to stay on Origin forever.
Yeah.
Especially because there's Steam, and then when you hear about other platforms, it's all the stuff about Epic.
Yeah.
And their exclusivity, and they're like trying to take market share away from Steam and everything like that, and not playing nice, which is fine. It's a different way to do business. But I expect that out of the others as well. And with Origin, that's not really the case. So new games that come out are going to be on there. You get a 10% discount of it. It's cheap too. I'm expecting it to be something that's like $10 a month, $15 a month, because you get all the back catalog of games, whatever. $5 a month, or $30 for the year. Get half the year free if you pay ahead of time.
What service is this?
It's called EA Play.
Okay.
And
what's the parent company of this one?
EA, Electronic Arts.
Oh, somebody needs to find whoever it is that runs that and protect them. Protect them as hard as you can from the rest of EA.
Yeah.
Because when they break into that office and inevitably wrap them up in money.
Yeah, they've been sitting there like piling toothpicks up against the door, like, don't come in. It's $5. It's on Steam now.
Yeah, they're shouting out the window, that one's $5, and the people in the background are like,
Steam owners can play all of these Steam games for free as long as they pay the $5 a month.
get this man under control. Get out of there.
No.
Or
You can't take away burnout from the masses.
or are they literally just EA so notorious for just shutting down companies left, right, and center? Did they just have like one somewhere in like Santa Clara, California that they've entirely forgotten about that runs this? And so the EA Corporation, EA Origin is a big money engine itself.
Yeah.
But to change something from...
Also, I hate it. I had to install it to play Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
And I had to install Origin,
And
it
you
was
have
awful.
to be online to use any of that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
And if you disconnect to the servers, you throws the game off heavily.
And the thing is that like EA Play isn't like small beans either.
No, it's...
Like it's been on Origin. Yes, it's also been on Xbox, on PS4, on Switch. Like you pay the subscription, you get access to this stuff, across all the platforms.
EA Play also runs live events in conjunction with the MLB, the NFL, where they they used to send NFL stars or baseball stars to schools to do EA Play 60.
Yeah.
which was awesome. So it'll be very interesting to see how EA somehow fucks this up, because they will eventually. But you know what? For today, EA, you get the
gold star today. You get a gold star today, EA.
I'm actually very excited for the idea that EA, because think about it. So you're tying up The Sims. You're tying up oh my god! And now I've just forgotten all the different properties that are. But like all these different
Star Wars
games. Exactly, like all these different EA properties that, to be honest, they're not bad. They're just born of an evil corporation. Like
yeah.
I mean, it's picking
and even then,
vittles, but still.
They are born of developer studios, so its parents are the studio. EA is just like, I don't know, the vizier in charge of the kingdom.
They're the Jafar.
Yeah. There are plenty of nice people in Agrabah that give birth to great games, but Jafar is seeing the whole damn thing going on, so. A gold star for EA, you'll never see that. Probably not. I don't know how they can cash that in, what it would actually mean for them, but EA got a gold star today. And you know what? I think we do need to, give them a bit of applause, because they're trying. It's doing its best.
Everyone in chat, spam your favorite emotes in honor of EA doing a good for once. Because this probably will be the last time we get to say EA did a good. Unless for some reason they take up in the court case. Like that would be even better.
EA files a brief that just shuts down Epic even harder.
I mean, everybody they're looking for all the different ways they can mess this up. I like Mr. Wet. I wish Boater had a yellow mask so it would be a Sub-Zero versus Scorpion.
So I have a few masks and a few novelty masks. These are the most comfortable that I've ever had. These are by String King. You can get them in a few different sizes.
Nice.
Hashtag not sponsored, but I'll wear these 8 hours a day and barely feel the need to take it off.
Yeah, I gotta continue to buy more of them because I have just enough for one and a half every other day.
I have 10 of these, so I can go a couple weeks before needing to do laundry with the masks.
Yeah. By the way, what's going on? I love Hello Kitty. Welcome to the stream, and welcome to Kaio6668.
Yep.
Fellow streamer, fellow Wilton Mahler, by the way.
Oh, nice. I love Hello Kitty. Came in and was like, Gundam.
We'll one day. You know what, Forbesy, we will one day I'll do a Gundam stream on Sunday of Service, and Dan will have to be here for it.
Because you did a couple of Gundam streams during, we'll say, the off season.
And I was building models, and Dan was pretty interested in them.
Yeah.
Speaking of interesting things Dan has done, this past Sunday, Mike and I decided...
It does have color. It's all faded and yellowed in spots.
That we are going to suggest... I Love Hello Kitty will love this, by the way. That those channel points, we're going to set an absurd number. And when that absurd number of channel points are met and COVID is over, when someone cheers that certain amount of channel points, Dan is going to have to hug Dave. No back pats, none of that. Just an honest and sincere hug on stream, and I can't wait because Mike and I perpetuated it, and I'm going to carry it on.
So when I've been streaming from home, I've always been sitting in chat as Boaterbug, and during Nerd Glasses, even here, I sit in chat as Boaterbug. Dave, guess how many channel points I have?
68,000.
Oh no, 16.1.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, I'm generally only sitting in chat on Tuesdays, to be fair. I mean, I will pop in now and then at other streams as well, but I'm only in chat for a long period of time on Tuesdays.
I have 84.1k.
Nice. So we'll set that threshold at like 25,000 and you can get 3 hugs right out the gate? Nice.
Do you stream on Insane Games TV? Yes, TAM314 watches your programs. You're welcome. Gonna be insanely high number if that's a prize. Clicky pen of all the clickiness. Yes, I know. You know what?
Careful. Yeet. You're with the Dreamcast games now.
You were amongst kindred out there. Can't wait for all the Dan and Dave hugs. Bye, Pen. So,
Bye, Brian.
I can't wait. By the way, I do want to pitch, because after this program, when it ends, you should absolutely tune in to the Citadel, which, by the way, Boater is wearing some excellent merch from, which you can get when Stream Elements drops a link in there. Fantastic t-shirts from all the different presentations and shows and personalities. But, so, after this, Boater will be playing Dragon Age 2 on the Citadel.
Well, I'll be playing Anime Standing first. Sorry, I was doing a magic trick with the pen, and I moved the lid over to the other side. Yes, I'll be playing Anime Standing first, but then Dragon Age 2.
I'm very excited because for the Weekend Wednesday tomorrow, I'm going to be bringing back from the past, Whatcha! Samurai Jack, and I cannot wait to play that game. It is a digital release only, and I'll be playing it on PlayStation 4 on both DM314 and then the Weekend Wednesday on Insane Games TV.
Nice.
It's going to be so much fun. Speaking of games that are coming up that you should get hype about, Boater, I know how much you love Battle Royale games, and you just can't get enough of them. Ever.
If it's not about Fall Guys, I'm not interested.
So, first of all, we had a moment on stream this morning that, Boater, you would love, where the Garnted Cult attempted to join me on Warzone, and everyone realized that Call of Duty yesterday did a 10 gigabyte update, and today they did a 50 gigabyte update. So a bunch of people weren't able to join, but it was okay. Because we're not talking about Warzone, even though, by the way, the train, you can fight on it, and it is just as fun as it seems.
Nice.
Also, don't land the helicopter on the moving train, CJ.
Why?
Because the unless you match speed with the train, it literally physics itself where the helicopter is slowing down and the train's trying to go, and it just pulls the copter and blows it up. It's amazing.
Nice.
The train is a fully functional thing that you can fight upon. Unfortunately, none of the bridges are short enough that if you are fighting on top of them, you don't get like swacked off of them like a Bond villain. But
Come on.
But it is a moving train.
No, but it should though. There's a crouch mechanic in there for a reason. You can go prone for a reason, and that is to avoid getting knocked off by a low bridge.
Tis true. But a Battle Royale game is coming, and it's going to make everyone go out and run and buy a Google Stadia. Hold on to your pants, folks, because Super Bomberman R, now I know, it's on every other console and PC ever, but it's coming to Stadia with an exclusive, not 1, not 2, not 35, but 65 character Battle Royale online mode, where you will bomb and cleverly bluff your way and huck people's bombs at each other. You know what? If Battle Royale wasn't such a worn-out topic, I would honestly be excited about this game, except for the fact that not buying a Google Stadia, not gonna fucking happen. So I'll wait for this to go on to...
Dave, don't you want a
Epic.
Stadia to sit next to your Ouya?
If someone wants to buy me a Stadia, I will put it next to the Ouya. I will gently.
Might. When's your birthday again?
It is sometime after the new year.
Okay.
Demon Dragon, yeah, the next one will be 100 gigs, but it'll be because they've added rocket ships. That's going to be the next thing for Call of Duty. You heard it here first, and no one can refute me because it's going to happen.
Rocket ships and ray guns.
Vladdy, yuck.
Wow, wow, wow.
I know that everyone else is hyped and just can't wait to run out and find out just how long Google Stadia truly has, because market numbers
I will
wise,
say they are putting a lot into life support on that right now.
they really are, but it's that operant word. It's on life support. And there's only so much that companies are willing to pour into it. Although Google at this point, watching Apple sitting in court with literally everybody else going, that sucks for them. Like,
Yeah.
I did have a
Hold on, Google isn't involved in the lawsuit, correct?
They are, but it seems like Apple is the one that's taking the brunt of the accusations because
Yeah.
of the delisting and everything else.
Well, no, because Google delisted them from that as well. The thing
But
is,
they didn't
just
threaten the Unreal Engine. That was the thing.
interesting. But like on because on Android there are other platforms as well.
Yes.
So the idea of the monopoly, whatever, doesn't hold water nearly as much.
Yep, and I think that's why they're only going after Apple. Also, Apple coin tosses on their court cases, whether they win or not. By the way, spoiler alert, if you ever are really hard up for cash, sue WWE. Their track record in court, just as a heads up, is abysmal. They have not won a single major case they have ever been involved in. Ever! It's amazing.
That's awesome.
Go to a WWE event, slip and fall on something, sue WWE. They'll send you a check so fast, you will think...
WWE's like, I didn't even know we had a rake there for you to step on and hit your balls, but here, have some money.
Am I an employee of theirs now? They might even write you into a storyline. You never know. They love... they're right now doing... So remember how baseball did digital fans? And they were doing printouts? WWE has taken it a point so far as you were able to send them like a 15-second clip of you sitting at home watching, and they have filled an arena with some of the most fucking terrifying, it literally looks like the ending of The Matrix with all the TVs everywhere. That's what it is.
Oh, God.
The only reason I became aware of this is because one of my friends, Metzi, by the way, he is front row for SmackDown and Raw. I don't know how he got that rotation, but it is irrefutably Metzi. So Vladdy, I highly recommend you check that out because Uncle Andy is on Monday Night Raw again, somehow. But,
oh my God.
But to be totally honest, it kind of works. And in the way of using technology to your things, they have their own network, they have their own broadcasters, they have all this stuff. So it's literally just their arena that they're handling. By the way, they still have not patched MLB on Fox. It's still a fucking mess. You will still have fans hopping up and down and the player walking and they walk through the fans. And they still disappear right around the end of the seventh inning stretch. It's amazing. You know who else pulled a very interesting disappearing act, Boater?
Oh, nice segue. First off, that was actually well done. Go ahead.
The game Sinking City. Did you ever play it? Did you ever hear about it?
It sounds vaguely familiar, but it's also just a vague enough title that, I don't know.
So it was one of those summer releases, and it was released on Xbox One, PS4, Steam, and then later Epic Game Store, because if it went to Steam, then Epic doesn't want to touch it.
Yeah. How much was the game, so I know what sort of game we're looking at here? Like, was it a $60 or a $20?
It was probably, I'm going to guess, a $39 or $49.
$39.99.
So it's not a real game to Dan.
Okay, continue.
But now, obviously well over a calendar year later, but it is gone from everywhere. It has been delisted on absolutely everything, and it's an indie game.
Actually, I do think I heard about this.
Sadly enough, unfortunately, usually when indie games get delisted, there's a modicum of reasons, but predominantly it's due to licensing coming up and the company not being able to hold the game up. In the case of like Alan Wake, where they were not going to relicense the music straight up until all of us got online and were like, money please.
Yeah, and a shitload of people got the game for like $1.
And now it's back for all to appreciate by Alan Wake. Support Remedy Games, damn you.
Dave, we need to play more Alan Wake sometime.
Yes.
I need to have you over and play Prey, goddammit.
I'm more excited. Honestly, I am more excited to get more into Prey because I want to know where my character's going. YouTube.com/Boaterbug, by the way. Where my character's going. And I want to know where the hell that story that you're in, because it's... I mean, there's tentacles, and it's not... It's everything. It's everything you would want out of the internet and more. YouTube.com/Boaterbug, by the way.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll chat and see if we can figure that out, because I really want to.
So, this game, they recently announced, actually, they posted today, the head of the creative studio posted their side of the story and as to why the game is gone. And it has 100% to do with Big Ben or Nakgon Publishing, who were supposed to partially help pay for it to get distributed to these platforms, because that's expensive.
Yeah.
They are, on average, as the gentleman claimed, 4 months late for those payments.
Oh my God.
And because of the way the agreement is, they get repaid first, and then the company gets paid. And so they've been going to them saying, by the way, the game's been out. Where is the money for all these downloads? Because we're seeing it. And the company keeps going, yeah, check's in the mail. It's coming. So
wow.
The other thing you'll notice is those really bad Sherlock Holmes games. And by really bad, I mean they're okay, but they're not great.
Okay.
Which are also not... those were $59.99. Those ones were made by the same company and were also delisted because the same distributor and the same licensor were doing it. So
okay.
This is a small company absolutely trying to make it, and they are also pursuing legal action.
Yeah, so basically they're getting screwed over by a distributor. So to compare things as far as putting this in perspective, and let me know if I'm getting this right. In the old days of making movies, all the studios, all the movies were made, all the productions that made that were owned by the distributor of it. So Warner Brothers was a distributor, whatever, all the way up through
Paramount.
And so antitrust kind of came through and broke that up so that while Warner Brothers can fund a movie being made, and sometimes it's Warner Brothers Studio, whatever, it's usually J.J. Abrams is doing it, it's Bad Robot, but it's being funded by Disney or whatever for distribution, so that it's, you make it, and then it's distributed by one of the big guys. Mm-hmm. What we're looking at right now in games is that most of the time, the big names, EA, whatever, end up owning the studio that makes the game. What's happening here is that it is an independent studio, but because it's an independent studio that wants bigger reach, they have partnered with a distributor. That sucks.
Yep.
Okay, sorry. I went about that really circuitous roundabout. But sorry, I just wanted to get there, comparing it to how movie studios kind of work.
Yeah. So it sucks for this company. It also sucks because I know at least a couple people that stream around have played The Sinking City, have streamed it. They seem to enjoy it. It looked fun. It was not something I was going to run out and grab, but something that was definitely going to be on my Steam wish list at the very least.
Yeah.
And so I do hope that Sinking City returns. As much as I don't necessarily like those Sherlock Holmes games, I hope they come back so that
that's one of those things where, you get it just to support the company.
Yeah.
You remember how we were saying, hey, they redesigned Sonic, they pushed it back so that there's not
go see it in movies.
Go see it in theaters. And as it turned out, it was a pretty good movie. And, right, we had this discussion of how that came out this year. But, it's still one of those things of, even if you don't go to it, buy a ticket. And so here, even if you don't end up playing it, get the game. Maybe wait for it to show up in a Humble Bundle or something. I don't know, but I have so many games I haven't played because of Humble Bundle.
Frogwares will be pursuing alternate avenues of distributing their games.
Yep. So you say they're pursuing legal action, so they're just suing the distributor for
breach of contract on their end and just derelict payments and all these. The fortunate thing is they're coming with things the companies usually go after little guys for.
Yeah.
So it's good for them. It is extremely unfortunate that a small business a small company has to pursue this. They could have 1,000 employees. I don't exactly know, but the point is that I look at those games. For example, they were founded in 2002, and they did Sherlock Holmes: The Mystery of the Mummy on PC, and it wasn't until 2014 that they were finally able to move some of these IPs onto consoles.
Yeah.
So, wow, they made a lot of Sherlock Holmes games, which I love Sherlock Holmes, but I really would like them to be, Sir Arthur Conan Doyle.
It's cool that they're doing their own IP, and they're
Yeah.
trying to with Sunken City, but of course, it getting screwed over by the distributor is just ugh. So they can sue for damages, for the unpaid revenue, as well as the breach of contract itself. So. Sorry, I was just realizing you were talking about games that I don't know. The opposite of that, Airborne Kingdom, which I mentioned last week, I was like, wait a minute, did I put that on my wish list? So that's what I'm doing right now on my Steam app.
Hey!
And since it's relevant, I can do that during the stream.
Don't let Apple know you're doing that. They're going to get mad. So, Boater, have you heard, and anyone in chat, have you heard of the company?
It's not on Steam. I heard of which company?
You know what? I realized I have never said this out loud, but this story popped up on my desk, and it was...
Do you want me to come around and take a stab at the pronunciation?
Here, I'll just... Have you heard of this company before?
Ogilvy? It feels like Ogilvy. Ogivly.
Has anyone heard of Ogilvy? And there's actually a very particular reason as to why.
I'm gonna say no. I have not.
So, nope, says Kaio. Nope, says Demon Dragon. All right, so that's enough time for folks to have thought about it. They are a advertising firm.
Okay.
And they have been recently partnered up under...
is a New York City-based British advertising... Excuse me!
Yep. So they represent Burger King. You know, Burger King, who I'm trying to get sponsored the Weekend Wednesday.
Is this following... Oh, no, yes! Okay, I did read about this.
Yep. Ogilvy fucked up and bad.
Yeah.
But not in the way that the people who are complaining about it are complaining about it, because read your user agreements before you sign up for this shit, you dolts.
Yeah.
So, Boater, while we're streaming, if someone cheers bits, if someone subscribes, things like that, it's exciting for us, and as a network, it means something to us.
Yep, and typically we'll read out a message out loud.
Yes.
And a lot of streamers actually have something where that will be read out automatically. Where someone cheers, they donate $5, and it says, this $5 is to get 2.5 cups of coffee, or whatever it says. Or like, keep, in robot voice, keep being awesome. Whatever. I don't know why I covered my mouth when my mouth is already covered.
I mean, it was double. It was really good. So imagine...
I gotta add the reverb.
Imagine now, 2 years from now, Insane Games TV now has well over 2,000 followers, and we're all getting paid, and we're all sitting pretty.
And we've got some sponsors. Normally we would say Burger King, but let's say, for sake of argument, we're sponsored by Arby's and Ritual Motion.
So, all of a sudden, while in the middle of Nerd Glasses, when these things would be appropriate, a donation comes through, which is awesome. It's a donation for about $4.85. And the message just simply reads, hey, have you tried an Impossible Whopper? Here's one on us, from Burger King. Advertising their product on your stream.
Yeah. Advertising to our 2,000 followers without ever going through us.
Yep. So they did that for a couple of months, collected videos of the streamers reacting to the donation.
Most of which was being very perplexed.
Yes.
And it probably took them a long time because a lot of the videos were probably actually like, get the fuck out of here with that. And like immediately being mad. But there were enough like perplexed, haha funny, punked gotcha ones for them to finally get after a couple months.
Demon Dragon, no, you'll be sponsored by ExpressVPN like everyone else!
NordVPN or nothing. We'll be sponsored by ExpressVPN, 23andMe, and Fresh, one of those meal box things.
We are indefinitely catching a Monster Energy sponsor. There's no way in hell they're not going to. And once we get big enough...
So they've been doing this for the past 2 months. And Ogilvy, on behalf of Burger King, released this 4 or 5 days ago, released this video that is a collection of a bunch of clips of streamers reacting to this, here's an Impossible Whopper on us kind of thing.
And so when they released that video, a lot of the fans of those... we're not going to say... They are a partner level, almost all of them, or they are so close to it that they are making a living off of streaming.
Yeah, they're not like the major names. They're not the ones getting, millions of dollars a stream on the platform, but they're the ones who are able to eke out at least a pretty good part-time, if not a full-time job streaming.
Donation that was using the text of... So
this is a gentleman, one of the streamers that was upset that their person and their work had been used as a part of an advertising campaign.
Yep.
Here's what exactly it said. I donated $5 So I can say that on Burger King app, you can get a Whopper, small French fries, and a small drink for $5.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
whatever, kind of, for the most part. What kind of sucks for a lot of these streamers is, did anybody look at their Twitch agreement?
Yeah.
Because...
So what's the actual, like, legality here? Because I know that there was a lot of, like, you know, first off, if we're sponsored by Wendy's and then Burger King is advertising on our channel, that looks bad. Like, that reflects bad on us. It reflects bad on Burger King, but it looks bad for us in that moment.
So I know that they picked streamers that were not affiliated with any other organization for that reason. Okay. But in Twitch's user agreement, this video right here, Twitch could go, we'll pull 10 seconds of that.
Yep.
And we have no claim to it because we are using their platform.
Yes.
However...
So Twitch can do that.
Yes, Twitch can, and their partnered advertisers.
Which is... Okay, that makes sense, because that's kind of a thing. Hey, you're using our platform, go for it, but we have rights to use your stuff for promotion.
The thing that
Which is like when you post photos on Facebook, they have rights to be able to use those for advertising.
Yes.
And people are like, oh, no, I'm going to post this boilerplate bullshit to say no. It's like, no, then just don't use the platform. That's something that is really common when you use online platforms and you are posting content to it. Twitch and their affiliated advertisers can use your stuff.
They do, however, have to visually credit you during the clip or at the end of the advertisement for the length of your clip that they used.
Okay.
So Twitch, big evil corporation, but at the same time, that's a pretty nice slide into...
Honestly, that's generous.
Into home plate for that. Also not very hard to find on Twitch's website for all that, because I was deathly curious when all these streamers did start attacking the advertising company. What I liked, though, was that Burger King heard about this third party. Yeah. Nobody was tagging Burger King in this. They went straight to the source.
So it didn't go through, like, Burger King's PR. It didn't go through Burger King's lawyers.
Or Twitter, and they weren't blowing them up on social media.
But like, the idea of this didn't go through Burger King corporate. It was just done by the advertising company. This is the only advertising company that Burger King uses?
At the moment.
Okay.
For digital platforms. They have other ones for their in-house.
So they have others for, like, in-house, and they might have someone else that does their TV advertisements, but for digital platforms, they use this one. Okay. Hello and good night, folks. Sadly, can't stick around. Anti-Klaus Prime, thank you for stopping in. Hopefully you're able to pop back in about half an hour, because I'll be playing Anime Standing. You crazy person, thanks for pointing that out, but thanks for popping in for a moment. I have a craving for Burger King. Yeah, same. That happens all the time. Don't mind me.
Hopefully Claire's hungry, because I am.
Yeah, right. Can you bring some back for me? No. Is the time of the Casper mattress sponsorship over? I would have gone with Nectar. Get us one of those like internet memory foam mattress things. But okay, so Burger King didn't know this was happening. What was their response?
Burger King basically looked at the advertising company in the same way that McDonald's has looked at the companies that have messed things up, which is just, well, that sucks for you, pal. Like, looking forward to the end of that contract. And they kind of like, so it's one of those, like,
okay,
they like if they don't somehow manage to turn something out that, because it didn't, there's no legal things. It's just, it's like a bunch of, it's bad press, but it's press.
It's bad press. It's that Burger King corporate and PR is leveraging to be like, hey, that was the advertising company, not us. We would never do that to you.
Well, I mean, they did that advertising campaign months, actually it's over a year ago now at this point, where Burger King and Coca-Cola would go into middle-sized streamers and drop under your state's amount of tax payable dollars.
Okay.
In donations, or they were the ones that would announce, by the way, you are now, congratulations, Coca-Cola would like to share one on you because you are now a partner.
Okay.
On Twitch, and they would like share, like they would like donate an outside amount of money, and they were doing this
cool because that like helps the streamer, and like so, whatever. donating $5 is like, yes, $5 is nice, but it's such a small amount if you have, a couple thousand followers, that it's very clear that they're dropping a coin in the bucket so they can use you. Whereas if, Burger King comes in and drops a couple $100 and it's like, hey, congratulations, partner, whatever, blah. And that's the thing, is that we work hard. Dave, I know that you work tirelessly at twitch.tv/DAM314 to build your community, to build your numbers. And it's a lot of effort that you put into that. We're doing the same thing with Insane Games TV. We're putting a lot of effort into trying to get our numbers up, watch hours, followers, all the important metrics, so that we can make this work. So that we can do this and maybe at some point start to see a return on our effort. Because, again...
More so than you wonderful folks who fill up our chat, and we love you dearly, and we appreciate it.
Don't get me wrong. Sorry, I didn't mean to imply that. We do this because we get to hang out with you guys in chat. We don't do this for the money right now because this is all volunteer. But we'd like to get some kickback on that, so we put the effort in. Dave, you put the effort in at DAM314. I put the effort in on my YouTube channel. And for a big corporation...
YouTube.com/Butterbug.
Thank you. And for a big corporation to come in and take advantage of the hard work that we put in to get, again, we'll say a year or two down the line when we have 2,000 followers through all the hard work that we've done, for a company to come in and advertise to 2,000 followers without putting in any of the legwork is really sour. And it really makes your work feel taken advantage of.
Just personally, if it was a non-for-profit organization such as like a St. Jude's or Ronald McDonald House, to be totally honest, or things like that, it would catch under a different glint of doing something like that. Or when small companies, anytime you go to a gathering, a convention, or things like that, and they have that booth out front where T-Mobile's like, here's a hat. Or it's like, great, I got a free hat, and yes, I'm going to wear a T-Mobile logo, but I got a free hat. So it's the things like that where it's like, yep, this is not necessarily, yes, my body is my kingdom, and I feed it well.
Well, actually, your example of walking by a T-Mobile booth and they give you a hat, that's one thing.
Yes.
It's another thing when you're at your own booth and you're giving a presentation and someone comes by and slaps a T-Mobile hat on your head. That's the difference.
Those people in the background of every single news taping in the local neighborhood going, what's the fight website where everyone films their fights and posts them?
I don't know.
One of you will know what that is. The place where they post like 4-star online or something.
Death Battle?
World Star. Thank you, Kaio. Brett coming through with the people in the background that just go World Star. Anytime people start absolutely ugly fighting in public.
Wow. Okay. I see what you mean. Yeah. That is so outside my experience. I had no idea what you were talking about. I'm like, I don't know, Death Battle by Rooster Teeth?
Well, that's the thing. You and I don't normally venture over to such places.
Yeah, no.
But when a shitty Game of Thrones episode ends and everyone who's having the viewing is really pissed about it, you maybe go over to World Star and you watch people fight over Oreos at Walmart, and it makes you just feel just that little bit of tingly warm on the inside. Even worse, there's packages on the wall, but they want that one. You gotta have it. You gotta make sure everyone knows that's your Oreos.
So Burger King, if you want to sponsor us, we wouldn't say no to you cheering $5 worth of whatever. What we would rather happen was that you hand out hats from the booth and give our viewers $5 for watching. World Star is the new Freebird.
I was really mad, by the way. I finally 100%ed Days Gone, and there was this nice little feature, speaking of Freebird, where at one of the camps that's really put well together and the survivors are there, this dude plays a concert every night.
Yeah.
It's a singular song, and I was really, really mad that after killing thousands upon thousands of mutants, saving them from marauders, saving them from death cults, I can't sit 15 feet away and go, play Freebird! Because that guy knows how to play Freebird, and I fucking know he does. He knows the 3 chords, he plays them in his other songs, and I'm very disappointed in you, Days Gone, that I can't have my Freebird. That's all I want. I want to do a Bernie and get Freebird. Complete the game.
Anyway, here's Wonderwall. That's even Dragon.
Exactly.
I didn't see you type that. I mean, it's the obvious follow-up joke at this point, but...
By the way, not that I've been keeping track or anything. However, that is the 5th time on this broadcast channel that exactly that situation where a particular couple that I love dearly has done that live and in chat on a delay. Simultaneously, almost. Scarily. That is the 5th time. If anybody wants to dig through the archives on YouTube and find any of those other episodes, I will gladly give you a bow and a wink.
And $5 for a Whopper meal.
So now everybody wants Freebird.
Wow, you two should get married. Got some news for you.
So now everybody wants Freebird. So next week we will have something adjacent to Freebird. I promise I will deliver on that.
We'll play Guitar Hero 2 and...
I mean, we'll have something. We will play Freebird. Someone has to, though. Once we start,
is it on Twitch Sings?
You know, hi, I'm Boater. Hi, I'm David. It might be, and someone has to go play Freebird, and then we will transition to it. Not today. This is the talk show segment of it. I mean, if he's down, ooh, magic being made on 2 different programs on this network.
Wow.
Could we see a renewal of vows? Because we already saw an engagement on Insane Games TV on the weekend Wednesday. Right. Could we see a renewal of vows on Insane Games TV? You never know what you're going to see when Insane Games TV goes live. Boater won't know it. I'll have a camera. It's fine.
Okay. Dave, is there anything else that we've got right now?
Just that I am super excited for next week for Freebird, and then I am even more excited for Citadel coming right up after this. So do not even move a muscle. Keep it posted right here, because we're gonna go offline. Then about less than 3 minutes later, we're gonna be up. The Citadel screen for Go Live is gonna be live, and then you're gonna be in it and for good with some Anime Stranding, and then
Dragon Age 2. So,
which, by the way, if you haven't seen Boater play it, you really need to.
Oh my god. Okay, end of last session, last time that we played this a couple weeks ago, and that's why we're doing this instead of 2 human and going back to the rotation. I kept dying a lot.
Oh.
So then I went back to the start of the mission and changed my party composition, and I got farther, and I ran into a dragon, and I kept dying a lot. And so when we start playing that again, we are again going to change our party composition and go through the dungeon again and get to the dragon so that it hopefully dies.
All I did last week, and Boater told me a story that apparently someone else did the same thing I did, where when I got home, I have a computer up where I leave it watching the Citadel, and I usually eat dinner and I'm watching it. And all I saw was Boater leaning in real close to the microphone. He was talking very...
I was talking like this while playing Mad Max, and because we made a couple of ASMR jokes, and I don't know a whole lot about ASMR. But it was the kind of thing that we were doing, and it was really fun to be talking like this while getting utterly fucking pissed off at the game and wanting to throw things.
I mean, that one gaggle that was following you was very absurd, but to be totally honest, when I was watching, I was like, good God.
I had about 15 guys following me, including 2 really bad mini-bosses. I got my ass handed to me a lot.
And then one time when I almost did it, the game crashed!
Remember the last time you and I did ASMR on the weekend Wednesday?
No.
It was before a God of War stream. And it ended very poorly, and I'm almost positive it was Jen that tuned in for us to be doing the ASMR. This and the other.
I don't remember that. I remember speaking in it's a Scottish accent for an entire God of War stream.
It was before there was pre-show music, so it was just dead silence and people waiting, and then the Beag Master and Insane Games TV and DM314 Boaterbug. Great times. Watch the Insane Games TV DM314 Weekend Wednesday intro to see many different clips from the different eras, and many looking forward to. Now is your last chance, ladies and gentlemen, while the Nerd Glasses is still live, to get your follow. Hit that heart button down there. Hit that bell so you get notified. And do not move a muscle unless you have to go to the bathroom, in which case do that, get a snack. But keep it tuned in here because you do not want to miss The Citadel, which one of my favorite programs on Insane Games TV. Not going to lie. I've said it every week, and it remains true.
We have merch. We have a shirt. Get a shirt. I don't know if I get any kickback for the shirt, but get a shirt.
We do. Remember, we got that. Dan sent that text out to everybody saying,
"Oh, that's right. Yeah,
this is what it is." But unfortunately,
that text has been lost to
someone. May or may not have bought their own shirt, and so I don't know that there's kicksies backsies when you buy your own.
Yeah, I haven't got a kickback from this one. What the hell?
But for all of us here on Insane Games TV, this has been another episode of the Nerd Glasses. We are so thankful to have you here. I've been Dave Man,
and I've been Boater.
We'll see you next time.
And I'll see you in a few minutes. Bye!